So now that we've dealt with the API, we want to actually start dynamically creating and putting this response onto the web page, right? So we have a little sample GIF here that I hard coded into there just so I could see what I wanted to build out. So if we take a look over here, we have what's coming from Bootstrap. And you have a card, it's got an image tag, a div with a card body, some extra stuff inside of there, right? All these things we can create dynamically. So I will show you just the basics of it so you can understand and do it for yourself. So the first thing that we want to do, we see if we collapse this guy here, is I need a div with a class and some styling if I want that. So I'm going to create a variable called card div, and that's going to be using jQuery to say let's make a div. And to that div, we're going to want to add an attribute, right? So this needs a class. So this needs to have a class, and that class is going to be card. And I'm just copy pasting so that I don't make a typo. So I have a card div that's equal to that. Inside there, I'm going to need an image tag. So let's say image tag is going to equal same sort of deal. And this is going to be image, right? And this image tag, if we go in here and we open this guy up, this guy has a class and it has a src. So we can go dot attribute. We get any attribute. We actually put classes in here too, but I just use the add class method. So we're going to want to add a what was it? An src, right? So we want to add the attribute of src. And what do we want that src to equal? Well, actually, we want it to be equal to this response object. It's one of these GIFs, right? So I'm actually going to create another variable called GIF URL, call it whatever you want, and that's going to be equal to response. So go into the response object. So that's just like clicking this. I'm now in the response object. I'm going to use my dot notation to say, okay, go into data. And then from data, let's open that up. Let's go to the object at 0. So just like it in our set of arrays, 0. See, so data is an array, right? So boom, we want to go into the 0th one. You can go into whichever one you want. You can even go into multiple, I think. Well, we'd have to loop. And then the one that I took last time was in images. So anytime you click one of these arrows, just use your dot, images, and then we went to go to the, let's go to the preview GIF again. We can use whichever one we want. Preview underscore GIF, right? That's how it's spelled. Preview underscore GIF. And then we want to go to URL. So that should give us this URL. Boom. Easy enough, right? Save that. So now we want to go to the src. What's the src going to be equal to? Well, it's going to be equal to the GIF URL. Perfect. So that'll change. This variable will change every time we get a new response. So every time I click this box, I'll get a new response, a new GIF. And then we want to have a card body as well. We're going to let card body, that's going to be equal to this here, another div. I'm not missing a class on this guy, am I? Let me see real quick. Oh yeah, I need to have this class. Class card image top. Almost forgot. So then we'll add class to this guy. Card image top. So card body, div, what goes in the card body? It just has a class. Div with a class of card body. Add class. I just don't want to make any typos. It seems simple enough to just write this, but believe me, you make mistakes. Okay, so now we have all of these things, and these image tag and this card body are supposed to be in this card div, right? So if I collapse these guys, we see image, we see card body. That's what's supposed to be within the card div. So let's make that happen. So we'll go card div. Oops, whoa. I just wanted it to do append. We're going to append the image tag because that's what came up first, just so it's just exactly the same. And we're going to append card body. And that should work. So if we refresh this page and we write dogs and we search it, oh, this makes it, but this card div does not exist anywhere. So now we want to actually go and say, where do I put this? We want it in the GIF row, right? So we'll use jQuery to select hashtag GIF row, and we want to append card div, right? Refresh the page, dogs, and would you look at that? There's some dogs that got appended. Let's just maximize this guy. That's a kind of a low res one. We can maybe pick a better URL in the future. Super. See what comes up there. And so see, this is append, right? So this was appended into this row, and this will get appended into that one. If I want it to show the newest one up on top, it would be prepend. So this is just the very basics of it. You can get much more detailed. This doesn't look exactly like this, right? Because this has a card title, this has a card body, this has a button. So time allowing, I may need to make another video. What you could then do is like, okay, in the card body, what do we have? We've got a title. So we'll go let title, and that's going to be equal to, boom, h5 dot add text. Then this is just going to be, let's just say title, just for the sake of it. And then we're at the bottom, we're going to go card body dot append title. Is that what it looks like over here? H5, that needs actually a class of card title. So let's go over here, dot add class, and it's going to be equal to card title. That needs to be in here, and that should work. We're running out of time here, but hopefully go dogs, and it didn't quite work. Well, I'll have this straightened out in the next video, and I'll show you how to make these a little more in detail. So follow up. Really quickly before the end of the video, I had an aha moment, and it is not add text, but dot text. And if you see here, Look at that. We get a little